All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
Does it break doctor-patient confidentiality or whatever? But are you single?
Am I single? Yes, I am. But I make a
Because I really want to set you up with my grandmother. You guys would be so cute together.
Okay, bring it on. Let's do this. Dr. Ron is old and delusional. Come on, I can take it.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, you're being paranoid.
Right, whatever.
Here come the Giants.
There's a total smoke show checking you out right now. Oh, here she comes.
Here come the Giants.
So together.
And there you have it. The San Francisco Giants are coming in on life support, everybody. Welcome to the show. Show's brought to you by Chapman Law Group. Welcome in to NorCal Sports Network. The Giants lose another one. They're asleep like that lady in the wheelchair. One run again at home, 3-1. Giants 54-54. They're back at 500. This team, it's time to sell. And we're going to break it all down, but this show is brought to you by Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call, 415-613-9483. That's 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group for all your legal needs. You got a personal injury situation? Give Chapman Law Group a call. They can help you out. Don't settle with that insurance carrier that wants to settle, give you $5-10 grand to have you shut up and go away. No, call Chapman Law Group, where you might get hundreds of thousands of dollars. Chapman Law Group. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. Okay, Lou, a little fun there at the beginning, but this is getting old. Giants lose it 3-1. What do you got to say? What do you got to say?
I don't really have much to say. I've been saying it the last couple of nights. I think Melvin's lost the team. I think the team doesn't care anymore because they don't really respect Melvin. These press conferences, Melvin's falling asleep. He just sits back. He never gets upset. He doesn't know what he's doing. If I would have been the manager today in that first inning, when you have a complete disaster and the same guy do the exact same thing at the exact same base, less than basically 36 hours apart, I would have taken Ramos out and benched him. Make an example. It's a disgrace. You know, this is the major leagues. And the worst part about it is he looks sort of lost, like he still doesn't understand the rules of the game. Sunday, there was a ground ball. He stood there like a deer in the headlights. You know, it's not like he's a rookie. This is his second year. It's a disgrace. After the event, nobody talks about it because we're so desperate for his offense. We keep him in, should have benched his ass. You know, they're lucky I wasn't in my seat tonight because I would have gone right after him. And that's what you need. Why would people show up to the ballpark to watch this horrible, horrible disaster of a team? They still
I don't know why people keep showing up. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it must have had some giveaway. And the other thing, too, is you got to say this. Buster's juice is gone. And he gave us a product that is bad. This product is bad. And, you know, I wish the season was ending now because we still have how many more games left to put us at? We still got 54 games left.
54,
we got to go to
our 54 and 54. And
I mean, I don't want to watch them anymore. It's too hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I was taking a nap. They were so exciting tonight.
It's horrible. They got booed at the end.
Well, they
got
should.
booed. They finally, Chapman swung at that ball in the dirt, and
he didn't care. He wanted to go home. You know, he wants to get out of there as fast as possible. He just doesn't care. This is where Buster, if he wants to make a statement, you got to do something and you got to be bold. And if you don't do it, then you know what? I've already lost respect because he put a product on a couple of his big things. And, hey, it's his first year, but still someone has to take responsibility.
Verlander looked good, though, as Hiroku said. He actually pitched pretty decently. Gave up the one long ball. But, deloading says Buster inherited a franchise, ran to the ground for however many years, but some moron tech geek, and he's in charge for half a year. How is this his fault at NorCal Sports Network? Well, he did re-sign Chapman. He did go out and sign Adames. He did re-sign Yaz. He did re-sign Wade. He did go out and make the trade for Devers, which I am all for. Even though it's not working out right now, I'm still think that's a good trade and eventually. But, Adames is playing better, but you got a lineup. He constructed a lineup deloading of strikeout artists. Yaz strikes out 25%. Adames strikes out 25%. Chapman signs 25%. And Wade struck out like 25%. Those are 4 guys that he was responsible for that he did not have to sign.
Verlander.
And you say, well, Chapman signed in September, but he was going to be a free agent. They should have just let him test the market. I mean, he's 32 years old and you signed him to a 6-year deal. And that's, I'm not saying that Wade, deloading says Wade is gone and Yaz is the only one I don't like. Well, he's also, we'll see what Buster does. He's got a day and a half to see if he wants to sell. If he's going to try and buy, I think he's barking up the wrong tree. The Padres won again tonight.
Of course.
And the Giants have now, is that final, the Padre game, by the way? Let me see. It is a final. Yes. The Padres. Wait a
Dan,
minute.
ask deloading. Was he happy with the Verlander signing 1 year?
7-1.
Verlander signing $15 million.
There's another one. Verlander, $15 million.
And are you excited to have Melvin for another year?
Yeah. Those are all decisions that Buster has made. He's got Melvin and he signed him for another year. The thing about signing Melvin to a whole nother year, Lou.
Yeah.
He right at the beginning of the season, he's a scapegoat again if you bring him back. And if the season starts going the wrong way in the first month or two, are we going to be talking Melvin firing again? Or are we going to stop that bleeding and add another year to his contract? Look, I've always thought, I am not when they signed Melvin to the year extension, I was like, okay, you had to do something. You either had to come out and make a statement it was kind of it's interesting though, because when they signed him, everything started going downhill afterwards, but there's no reason that the Giants have to hold on to Melvin at the end of the year if things continue to tank. I mean, why would you? If things just fall apart, at some point, coaching has to come in. Ramos is making mistakes, but at some point, your leverage is to bench him. You got to make a statement that you just don't. You don't let your teenager just break the rules night after night with your curfew and then just keep letting that teenager without any consequences. Something has to happen. I mean, Ramos is now, I don't know if I've ever seen this type of base running blunders how many have we had? Even the Little League home run, he blew it.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
and again, Sunday night, ESPN, that's where you sit him down. You go over and over and over it again. It should never happen again. But how it happens within 48 hours, Dan, I don't know if you have the video of when he ran into the ball on Sunday.
I don't have the video now.
It's a Little League play. Tonight was the same thing. Everyone knows the rules. And the thing is not that it happened. He looked like he didn't know the rules. Maybe he's one of these guys that sometimes when you have the athleticism, you skate by being a baseball player. All you got to do is play defense and offense, right? You hit, they let you go by. They let you advance. They let you go on. He might not just be that smart. I don't know. Maybe, maybe English isn't his first language. He doesn't understand some of the concepts because he's had problems. They almost had another one tonight with foul balls where maybe he doesn't understand, Lee, because Lee probably didn't speak English. I don't know, but you got to sit down with this guy, explain the situation, and tell him one more time you're benched. You got to make an example. And that's where I really think Melvin has sort of lost the team.
Instead of the pitch comp for the pitcher and catcher, how about pitch comp for Matt Williams and Elliot Ramos? Stay, Elliot, get back on the bag. Get back on the bag. Elliot, run. Stop, Elliot. Stop right here at third. I mean, goodness.
It's an embarrassment how you don't know the basic rules.
I mean, Eric, I was texting with Eric earlier tonight. He said, put a dog collar on him, one of those Zap collars on Ramos. I mean, this is getting to be unbelievable. I don't ever recall seeing a player. I mean, we saw the one play by the John Miller announcer. What was that player's name that was running all over the field?
4 times the worst. He is the worst runner ever.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? Chat?
He had the exact same name, first and last name. He had sort of like a Robert Roberts. It was one of those weird names.
Oh, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. But he says this Ruben Rivera. There it is.
Ruben Rivera.
Thank you, James. Ruben Rivera. Elliot Ramos has surpassed Rivera because he's done it like 5 times.
He might be the dumbest. He might be the dumbest runner I've ever seen in Major League history.
And I love Elliot Ramos. I love Elliot Ramos, man. He's a great dude, but I don't know where the mind is on the base pass. I mean, it's unreal. We got a couple of super chats. Let's get to those. The Big 25 says, since Devers trade, Giants' worst record in Major League Baseball. Wow. That's unbelievable. Rob Iman, $6. It goes beyond Buster, Greg Johnson, and Larry Baer need to own up to this mess too. This could be Sharks with DW all over again, dragged into rebuild. DW, what are we with? What's that? You know what DW means?
I'm trying to think. Dumb.
This could be Sharks with.
Here, let me look at what DW means on Google.
It's probably something I'm missing. You can type it in there in what DW means, Rob.
Yeah.
Or someone else. Anyway.
Don't worry.
Don't
worry all over again. Everything's fine. That shouldn't be stressed out.
Yeah. I've said this the other night about the Sharks and the Giant, and I was talking about it on Twitter. Doug Wilson. Okay.
Oh, Doug Wilson. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, guys. This is
18 years. A little bit too long of Doug.
The Sharks did make it to the Stanley Cup Finals with that aging group, but once they didn't make it, it just fell apart. And they tried and they tried.
So couldn't get rid of the contracts. Nothing.
This is not a good situation. I'm telling you, this team is not. They have never done the rebuild since 2016. They should have started the rebuild at minimum 2018 after the 27 season when they almost lost 100 games. But they tried to, bring it all back. Let's get Longoria. Let's get the McCutcheon thing and all that, and they tried to bring in these vets. And look, you win with good young talent. And this is beyond. This is getting to be crazy. You know what I'm going to do, Lou? I want to pull up the Giants. We're at the
two hits we got at home.
Yeah, 2 hits. I want to pull up the results of the Giants and tell you exactly where they were at the end of the first 54 games season. All right. At the end of the 54. If I can, that's not doing what I want. Let me go back over here.
And Dan, my Tommy's bet, they got to go 36-18. This team's got to go 36-18 for me not to win my bet.
Oh, why don't you just tell them to send you the money now? Just say, you know what? Give me the money now. And if you end up,
you can have a buyout. If you think they'll go 36-18, let's still do it. But give me 100 out of the 150 of booze. I'll be a nice guy.
I'll let you buy out. And if not, and if you want to hang on to that 90, I'll give you interest if you lose. And if they come back and,
Dan, we said this before they came here. We said they would be lucky to be 500. And again, everyone looks at Pittsburgh. And if you see Pittsburgh's young, they get clutch hitting and they have decent pitching, and another lefty we lose to tonight. It's like, I don't know what it is. The fans and then the Giants just see, oh, Pittsburgh. All right, well, at least take 2 out of 3 there. The problem is you got to stop thinking like a fan and look at the product that we have. That's the key.
Yep. Man, my doggone thing keeps messing up here. Okay, game 54. After game 54 of the season, the Giants were 31-23. Okay. Now, after the second 54, that means they went 23 and no, wait a minute.
31. Yeah. Complete opposite.
Yeah. They went 23-31.
Yeah, the opposite.
So what are they going to do in the final 54? My guess, 27-27. That's what a 500 team does. This is the epitome of a 500 club going on 4 full seasons, Lou. 22, 3, 4, and 5.
And I think they might be worse than a 500, and I hate saying this, but
they look like
one winning record in the last 10 years. I mean, I hate repeating myself, but they've had 1 winning record second half of the season in 10 years. That's a problem. And that's a problem with the front office, not knowing their personnel, not making trades. It was never like this with the old people in charge. Some of our former guests, they always made a move to try to improve the team. If they go, like right now, there's no reason for them to pick anybody up. Sell. If they make a move and pick people up and take anybody, unless it's maybe Wilmer or Yaz, you know what? The Giants might be worse. They might not be good for 5 years, 10 years, might be 20, because they don't know how to run a ball team. The front office doesn't know what they're doing. The VP of merchandise doesn't know what they're doing. I'm going to throw Buster. And why would Buster want to be in charge of a team like this? That's strapped. He's successful because what's going to happen in 2 years? They're going to, instead of Buster being the great player we all put him at, we're going to say, God, he was horrible as president of operations. He couldn't do anything.
Well, this is what Dieter Kurtenbach came on the show in the offseason and talked about this. And I just had him on as a guest.
I was there. It was awesome.
He spoke that this is, they're probably going to hire within. And they did that. They hired within with Zach Menaeson. I don't know what the Giants have to sell though, Lou. I mean, they've got a couple of assets in the organization.
I'd get rid of them.
I mean,
I know we talked about it last night, but I'd get rid of. You got to keep either Webb or Ray. I think Ray's probably more valuable just right now. I'd get rid of Ray. I'd get rid of Yaz. I'd get rid of Wilmer.
You're not getting anything. You're not getting anything for Yaz or Wilmer, though.
No, get both of them.
You're not getting anything.
Maybe cash considerations, because they're not going to be here next year. I would maybe make a statement and say, Ramos, hey, listen, I love you and everything, but I think you need to change your scenery, because we need guys that are going to grow with the organization that actually know how to play ball. You got to do something, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And, they tried to do a shot at Buster. That hasn't worked. So they are too scared to fire. They should tell you the truth. They should fire anyone that Farhan got in. Get a new GM, need a new manager. Everyone hates our third base coach. Get rid of our pitching coach. get new young blood in here. Stop getting these people that are in the area code. Stop getting people that used to be good 10, 15 years ago. We all make it like, here's the thing about Melvin. Melvin never won a World Series. He had a great team in San Diego, couldn't do it. He hasn't really done anything with us. Now, he might have been a great manager 10 years ago, but who cares? We need sort of like the upcoming guy. I don't know who that is. I get upset because I see teams like Milwaukee, right? Who their payroll is, I think, 60 million less than us. They have a decent ballpark, not as good, but every year they're there. Same thing with Tampa Bay. They're there. I don't know what it is. Is it just the people we have in charge that incompetent? Or are we going to keep talking, oh, but the Giants made the World Series 10, 12, and 14. Guys, that was over a decade ago. Okay, will you guys stop bringing that up? My God, we are, it's almost like the gods have cursed us. Hey, I gave you guys 3 and 5 years. Now you're going to suffer for another 50. Like what we went through in the 70s, 80s, 90s. There might be a year where we sort of get lucky in 2021 again. But guys, we're so far down. Start thinking reality, and it happens, but until we do something, it's horrible. I mean, it's hard to watch. All right, go ahead, Dan.
I don't know if I want to go, but George Curry says Giants have lost 19 one-run games, lost 17 two-run games. The Giants should let go of Yaz, Flores, and look to trade Schmidt, Matos, possibly Bailey to get upgrades. Time to kill dead weight. Well, let's take a look at the trade values, guys. Let's take a look at the Giants' trade values. By the way, the Blue Jays have put out interest that their interest possibly would be willing to trade some of their young outfielders, even Addison Barger. Now, look at Barger. Look at the values on here, the surplus. Notice that Vladdy Guerrero is a 211. And yet he's got this massive contract.
211?
211.
Oh, God.
The Giants don't have 211 in their entire they sold every player.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you compare his 211 to a Willy Adames who's negative. And what does that tell you? That Vlad Guerrero is a young player who's valued, and Adames is
Top
not
10,
valued,
sure.
even though his contract is less years and less money. So there you go. Addison Barger, 26. Arohan,
What is Toronto looking for? Bullpen help or a starter?
they are looking. I think I don't remember what the article didn't say, if I recall.
Sorry.
But I would think maybe they might be looking for starting pitching. Everybody wants starting pitching and bullpen help. Let's take a look at the Giants, though. Let's just take a look at what the Giants have to offer, and we'll go
And Dan,
there.
did you see that article I sent you from the former Giants beat writer?
I did not.
Andrew Bailey. He
You
said
mean
that.
Baggerly?
Yeah, Baggerly. He said that the Mets talked to the Giants about getting Duvall. All 3 days when they left San Francisco and went to San Diego, they wanted Duvall. They offered him, I think, 2 players, and Buster wouldn't do it.
Oh, come on, Duvall.
Yeah,
Look at Duvall's value
I'm
on
just
here.
telling you. He
His
wrote about it.
value, Camilo Duvall's value has shrunk down to 2.4. Maybe the 2 players they wanted to give him were trash, and Buster said no because they were just trash
I hate to say this, but he has 48 hours to prove his point, or you know what? He might be the new Homer.
All right, so let's take a look at the Giants' values. Logan Webb 2 weeks ago was 66. Last week he was 63, down to 59. We'll see what it does after tomorrow. If he has a good outing and can come in and stop this bleeding and shut down the Pittsburgh Pirates' incredible offense. Gosh, that's incredible. Their offense has been so awful. But if Logan Webb can shut it down, maybe that value pops back up into the 60s. But there you have Bryce Eldridge, and then Ramos. Ramos' value pretty equal to Barger. Maybe you look to move there. Randy Rodriguez has some value. Josar de Jesus Gonzalez, the young shortstop they signed, it's only 17. He's got value, but he shouldn't be going anywhere. Roop's got value. Bailey, there's a guy I capitalize on that value right now. Let me tell you where Patrick Bailey's value. It's at 18 at this trade deadline. Next trade deadline, if you keep Patrick Bailey, it's going to be down here with Duvall around 2. So get rid of Bailey. Get rid of Bailey right now. See if you can move Bailey. And you know what? Let's take a look at the Orioles. Let's see what Baltimore's Adley Rutschman would cost us. Because that's a guy you can start to grow forward with next year, a switch hitting catcher that can actually switch hit.
And he's come back good since he was on the DL.
Okay. Adley Rutschman is 15.9, less than Bailey. There you go. Trade Bailey, and you know what? If you got to give up a Duvall or something, get Adley Rutschman coming to this team and start playing for next year and build around, Johnny says Bailey. Well, people like Bailey around the league. I don't know what they like his catching. They like his framing. And I think it's an overrated thing personally. I mean, the staff isn't that great. And I think, I don't know. If you can get rid of Bailey in a deal, do it. 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 Let me kill that here. And here's the other thing. We've been talking about this. It's not going to happen. Deloading the site is pretty accurate. It's been nailed many times. Some of the trades that have happened this past week, I've looked at the values and they're very, very close. So you can say they're off, but I don't know what they're basing those values on, but they've been pretty accurate. They've been really accurate. I've run it across 3 or 4 trades, and they've all added up. Maybe Bailey's not the right guy. Maybe it's a package that you give to Baltimore. Maybe you give them a guy like one of your minor leaguers. Maybe I think Baltimore personally is looking for pitching. Maybe you look at a Wisenhunt and a couple of other guys in that deal, a Wisenhunt and a Reggie Crawford, and figure out some other players to equal up to Rutschman's value. I think there's some options there. But if I'm Buster, I'm working the phones all night long, and I'm calling teams and saying, hey, if I get Chappie to take a deal, if I get Chappie to accept a deal, can we get a deal done? I would move off of Chapman. I don't see that thing going well. And you're not going to be able to get rid of Chapman 2 years from now after the 2 more seasons. And he still has 3 left after that. And he's going to be declining. But then, I guess you got to go to Chapman and ask. I don't think he would do it. I don't think Chapman would do it unless he said maybe it was L.A. He's from the L.A. market. Maybe he would accept a trade to the Angels or the Dodgers since he's from there. But the Dodgers could use a third baseman. They're probably going to go sign that Morikawa guy from Japan next year anyway. And then they'll get their third baseman from Japan. They got Muncy coming back in 4 or 5 weeks. When Muncy comes back, look, the Dodgers aren't worried. They're just coasting through this thing, and they're going to win the division. They're going to get Muncy back healthy late August, and he'll just be all tuned up and ready for the playoffs. So,
And Dan, after the Padres host the Giants that weekend, when we're down at Del Mar, the Dodgers will be in town. So that ballpark is going to be rocking, especially if they're within 2 or 3 games. So it's, but what are you going to do? I mean, this team, since the All-Star break, I mean, how bad is it? Is it 2-8, 2-7? And let me just take a look.
Hey, while you're looking at that, I want to announce to you guys on Sunday, we'll be doing a collab with Larry Krueger and Marty Lurie. So
2-9
Sunday,
2-9 off the break. Sorry.
Sunday, we will do a collab right here on NorCal Sports Network. So we'll be teaming up with Marty Lurie and Larry Krueger and doing a show after the Giants, which they'll be in New York, right? Sunday?
Yeah, easy. You should be having an easy time in New York. Yep.
I still got the post-game show on there. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, they go to New York.
Go to New York. All right. So, look, the Giants could end up on this homestand 0-6 tomorrow. And that one's going to be pretty interesting because you're looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates possibly coming in where they had only won 13 games on the road prior to last night. So now they're at 15. Yeah. If you look at the Pirates, they're a pretty good team at home. The Pirates at home are 31-25. They're 15-37 now on the road with the last 2 wins. They were 13-37. Is that unreal or what?
So why should we get excited that the Giants are going to go to New York and Pittsburgh? I mean, if we get swept at home, don't we assume either we're going to get swept or maybe go 2-4 on the road trip?
Look, this thing is
I mean, this anchor
is spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it's out of control.
It's happening fast, and the Giants just have to do something. They cannot do nothing at the trade deadline. You either make a bold move and it's part of next year and you're getting a big-time hitter that helps your team for next year and maybe gets you hot at the last 54 games, and you somehow miraculously sneak into the playoffs, or you do something bold and you sell off. But you can't do nothing, Lou. You cannot do nothing at this point. You're 54-54. You're 13 and something like 25 since the Devers trade. It's the worst record in baseball.
I got a bold take. Let me say this and give you. Let me say this first and give you a bold take.
Devers is showing his, and it's going to take a while, but his lack of experience at first base. He went for the ball that Casey easily got, and then Rogers is shielded by Devers' big body, and he can't see. He's thinking the throw's coming from second base. He's just lucky that ball was not thrown at his head, because Schmidt could have thrown it right at his. Schmidt threw it right to the bag, but he could have thrown it to where Rogers was, but he was fortunate it hit the runner instead of hitting Rogers. I mean, Rogers that would have been ugly. So, and I was looking, Lou, at the standings, by the way. Do you know what the Miami Marlins right now stand only 2 games behind the Giants? 2.
I told you a month ago, and you said no. And you looked up and you said, wait a minute. They were like 22 games below 500. I said they're young. I said they're playing good ball. And
I got a lot of their fantasy. I got a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I like a lot of their players.
And people on the chat thought I was high again. They said, Lou, you're nuts. And that's what I'm saying. I think something's going to drastically happen, and it's
Give me
gonna
your
be a
bold take. Give me your bold take.
They play tomorrow. Webb gets rocked, right? And the Giants lose 5-1, and they are very quiet, 3 hits. I see the pitching coach and I see the hitting coach fired on Thursday. And you do it because you're making a statement and, trade deadline. So it sort of lost in the shuffle, but you got to make a move.
I can see him firing the pitching coach or the hitting coach, but the pitching coach has been pretty good. What's he done?
Sure.
What's he doing that's been bad? I don't know.
Well, you can't fire Melvin. And I think the way the pitching staff, who was great, I agree. But recently, I haven't been a fan. My God, we have 2 starters.
Yeah, but how do you blame the pitching coach on that?
You got to do something drastic. You can't.
I don't know.
One.
I don't.
I would fire. I'd fire all of them.
I think you need stability with the pitching coach. If the pitching coach has done a good job, and he really has helped a lot of these younger players, I don't think you get rid of the pitching coach. I mean, they were one of the best pitching staffs in the first half, just because they sucked in the second half.
You play 162 games.
Yeah, but you can't make the pitching coach the scapegoat. The pitching.
No, I'm saying that's why you fire numerous coaches. If you're going to keep Melvin,
but why fire the pitching coach?
I mean,
he's the one guy that's done something good. If you want to fire, it's got to be guys like Williams and Burrell.
Well, you think he would fire both? You think he would fire Williams and Pat Burrell? That's why I'm thinking. You're
not going to fire. If you fire the pitching coach, you look like a house on fire.
Well, I mean, look where we are right now.
Yeah, but you can't fire the pitching coach, Lou.
I think it's embarrassing when you only have 2 starters. One is
but that's not the pitching coach's fault.
Well,
you can't get on the pitching. How is his job? It's the job of the front office to provide the pitchers. I mean, the pitching coach, all he can do is coach who's in front of him. He can't say, "Oh, I want this guy and this guy."
Well, you can't blame Buster. This is who he inherited, but you should. That's why I'm just thinking outside the box.
Yeah, that's way outside the box. I would not go.
I was the one that said. I was the one that said by the trade deadline that Melvin be fired, and I was wrong. I know you guys all get
it's not trade deadlines tomorrow.
I said he'd be fired. You're not going to fire him this early, but hey, that's why we make bold takes. And sometimes you're wrong, but you guys stick on Dan. You said this. That's why we're on the show. We're here for fun. We try to do bold takes. We do something that. That if we're wrong, we're wrong. But you guys in the chat keep it so seriously. It's just one of those things. But
you got somebody that agrees with you. There you go. Sam. Take him out to the chowder house. Sam.
Good.
Sam says you might fire me too. Uh-oh. Lou's he's got the hammer out tonight.
As you guys notice, I'm not on the show on Sunday with Marty and Larry because I would speak my mind and all hell would break loose. That's why Dan's the boss.
Okay.
No, I'm just, it's just one of those things because I know what you think. Buster can't sit still with a team fading so bad. So, I'm just thinking they got to do something that we're not thinking of because I know we've all said Buster wants to be a winner. He's probably embarrassed. He's definitely embarrassed that, with the Ramos thing, because I kept talking about it, you got to do something because with these 54 games, I'm thinking right now, they'll be lucky to go 20-34.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, there's no hope right now in front. And if Webb gets bombed tomorrow, it could get worse. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here's what I would do. Cliff, I agree. You can't fire any coaches. If you want to make a statement, DFA the players, you can't move at the deadline who are free agents. Example, Flores, Yaz, and let Matos and Eldridge play. Here's what I would do. This is a bold move. If you can't get rid of Luciano, in a trade that brings you back value. I'm not dumping Luciano at 23 years old for nobody. Okay. I want, if Luciano's in a package, he's got to come with somebody who can help. Okay. I'm not trading Luciano for, Johnny Dupelhanger, whatever, from, 29th ranked prospect down in Augusta, Maine or something. I'm not doing that. So if you can't get rid of Luciano in a package that brings you something of value, I'm bringing up Luciano. I'm bringing up Eldridge. I'm letting Matos play. And what I'm going to watch is Eldridge play first base, Devers DH. Give me your outfield, I guess, would have to be, I'd sit Ramos down for a while, let Luciano play. Luciano, Lee, Matos. Get Ramos in there, shuffle them around. None of those guys sit for more than a game, but they all play like 4 days a week. I want to see what Luciano can do if you're not moving him. And let's see what Eldridge can do. And let's start seeing what some of these guys can be. They can't be worse than what they were or are, right? So
I agree.
And I don't give, I don't know what they're going to do, but you got to do something. You got to, Ramos still has value. Do you want to give up on a 25-year-old because he's had a horrible year on the base pass and in the field? Or do you say, hey, you know what? Off-season training, we're going to work at getting you corrected. We're going to get you coached up when it comes to base running and playing the outfield with more reps. Do you work at that and say he's only 25? I mean, at some point, you got to go with some of these younger guys and dump the old turds. I don't know. I mean, I know that baseball fans get upset, and a lot of you guys live from day to day. Oh, he's great. He's great. Look at him. A lot of you guys were crapped on Schmidt. Then you love Schmidt. Now you're back to crapping on Schmidt again. It's a long season, and you guys got to look at the big picture. Schmidt hit the ball hard tonight again. Got a double, and then he lined out to, was it right center or somewhere, something like that? He's hitting the ball hard.
He was the only other guy that got a hit, so you got to appreciate that.
All you can do is when you go up to the plate is hit the ball hard somewhere. You don't have any control. Like Barry Bonds used to say, if you hit the ball hard, you beat the pitcher. Sometimes you can't worry about
trying to get you out. People forget that. Yeah. His job is to get you out. You is to get him.
Yeah. So I would not give up on Schmidt. Everybody's already talking about the Giants need a second baseman. Well, you're talking about you need a second baseman because what you really need to do is move Schmidt over to third and get rid of Chapman, but they'll never do that. You're not going to win with Matt Chapman. He's not a clutch player. He doesn't have a clutch gene in him. Matt Chapman will hit you 25 home runs. Maybe 5 to 7 of them are meaningful during the season. And rest.
That's gracious.
Yeah. So, that's right. Star of the game. Let's go to the star of the game. Dallas says on this team, one hit makes you a star. Let's go to our stars of the game, Lou. Who do you got?
My number one star is, and I'm going to mispronounce his name, so I'm just going to call him Mr. Lucchesi. JL is my number one star because for the fourth straight game, he's come in, gave up nothing. So he's my number one star. My number two star, I'm going to give it to Mr. Adames, another homer solo, which, again, gave us a very, very, very brief lead. As Verlander couldn't give us a shutdown inning for a guy. Oh, by the way, Verlander, his homer, who he gave up, that was the guy's first homer of the year. So obviously he got beat by someone with power. And then my number 3-star, I'm going to give it to the fans for Tuesday night against Pittsburgh. It looked like a big crowd. They said 38,000, looked like maybe 32,000. So the fans that showed up tonight, not falling asleep the whole way through, I'm going to give them credit.
Pirates.
So
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Yeah, it's something different.
All right. My number 1 star, I am going to give it to the guy that was on base the most tonight for the Giants, and that's Elliot Ramos. And because he gave us some actual entertainment value, Elliot Ramos, number 1 star, got on base twice with a walk and then entertained us with his base running skills.
And a stolen base.
Yeah, and a stolen base. So number 1 star. Number 2 star, I will give it to Adames for the home run. And then 3, I've been hard on him all year, but Justin Verlander pitched a pretty decent game. And yeah, there we go. So 2 of the 3 I'm being serious about. One of them I'm being a little facetious, obviously, about Ramos. So let me go Verlander and Adames, and the number 3 star of the game. Who can I give it? Well, maybe we give it to Casey. He got the only other hit, and he actually threw the ball and hit the opponent right in the arm there. I mean, if you want to go backwards stars tonight, we would have to look at Ramos and Tyler Rogers and maybe Rafi Devers going 0 for 4 with 2 more strikeouts, raising his increasing his team leading strikeout rate to over 32%. Yay, Rafi. Yay, Rafi. Ooh.
This game was so rough. Even if I had Aaron's baked that dough cookies, I still would be upset. You know, I mean,
hey, you know what? I can use some Concha cookies right now with a little berry icing. Hey, about that? You out there, Aaron?
Aaron, I saw him on the chat earlier. Aaron, we need help.
We need some cookies for our post-game mortem.
Yeah.
Yeah. More. This is. Yeah, we're needing some.
And Dan, I think I saw. So it's still 14-26 against lefty starters. You know, that's something in the off season they're going to have to figure out too. You know, they're going to have to figure out base running. They're going to have to figure out runner scoring position. Just somehow hit lefties. I mean, I don't understand how we can't hit lefties. I mean, it's just getting to the point where why would anyone in the major leagues, when they come here, especially in night games, just pitch all lefties? You know, you're at least getting 2 of the 3 games guaranteed. They can't hit them.
Guaranteed, yeah, exactly. Just call up your lefties that are in AAA.
From AAA,
even single A. Just throw them on the roster. There you go. Hey, Senior was up in Sutter Park tonight watching the A's beat the Mariners. I believe the final was 6-1.
Another grand slam.
I lost $20 tonight betting the over up there, but that's the way it goes. Senior says Devers has the body of a 40-year-old. He does look pretty old, man. His hips.
Where's he from again? Where's he from?
Dominican.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, he might not be 28, guys.
Add 5 years, as you always
Rafi
say.
Devers might be 32. Could he be? Could Rafi Devers? Could he be one of the guys that? I mean, I don't know.
Or do you think maybe because, you know, he was always big, but maybe just with all the problems in Boston, he got out of shape and he's going to need an offseason to get back in shape. Sort of like what Luka's doing with the Lakers. You know, I don't know if you've seen him. He's now he hired a personal chef and he has 2 trainers.
Yeah, he's going to try and play some defense this year.
He's ripped. Yeah, for once. So it happens.
Yeah, well, Luka, you might want to lay off the bottle and the smoking and actually take care of your body. I don't know. This team, Lou, is really hard to. I mean, you guys, can we get some donations? Cha-ching coming in here. This is a labor of love here, man. This is brutal coming in here night after night. I mean, I keep looking at my clock up there that's actually dead. The battery's dead. So I keep thinking it's 11:35 up there, and
It's only 10. Yeah. Hey, Buster.
say hello to Buster. There he is.
Hey, Bus.
He's
What's up, buddy?
come on, buddy. Come over here. Come here.
You want a treat?
Sit. You want to lay down there? Okay, good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah. Buster will hang out.
Dan, did you see a super chat?
Let me check it out.
Yeah. From Rod.
Rod Dunham. Thank you, Rod. Fire Melvin, hire hire Busty Daker. How about hire Dusty Baker to get things back on track? Baker comes with instant respect and credibility. He turned a negative in Houston around and led them to a World Series championship. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I don't know if Dusty's got it in him. He's close to, Is he over 70?
I think he's at like 78, but he's been following his son. If you guys remember his son in the playoff game when JT Snow saved a little Baker's life when he went to go play the kid. He's now with the Washington Nationals and got called up last week, and Dusty saw his son get his first hit in the major league.
Dusty is 76 years old right now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they just need stop getting old in these old treads. We got to get someone young. I don't know who it is.
Brandon Cola. Dusty is the same age as Devers.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's going to coach Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic next year.
All right. I think Buster needs to do this. Buster needs to think about business and forgetting that he used to play for the Giants, be a leader, make bold decisions. This is the way the Giants in the 80s got to where they were in year 2000s. We've had 2 GMs on. One tried to and wasn't a huge success. The other one who we've had on, they took their lumps, but that's what you have to do, Dan. I mean, Buster's got to forget, I don't care if I played with you. It's business, That's just, my personal opinion. You got to be the boss, not a friend.
After the Devers trade, Red Sox got hot and currently have the number 2 American League wildcard slot. Giants went exact opposite. Is it possible that Devers is some kind of clubhouse sending negative energy? The inertia is bad there. I'm not saying, I don't know. I'm not in the clubhouse. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but the Red Sox seem to be nobody on the Red Sox. When the players, none of them seem to be like that upset.
No, only gone. Ortiz. Really, that was it. The only guy that got upset.
No, Ortiz was not upset that he was gone. He ripped Devers.
That's what I'm saying. He's the only one that even responded. I don't think any of his former players got upset. It could have been what Buster did making this trade, where we thought we were getting something special, was the best thing that's ever happened to Boston. They got rid of the contract. Boston's now back. They don't have to worry about it. They're going to have money now for the next 2 years to get a possible free agent.
Oh, they might be able to go get Kyle Tucker.
And what they've done now, and this is something that if you've listened to NorCal and Dan's great speakers, they made Boston a destination again.
Yeah, listen what TG says here. Giants need to go get Bellarmine boy Billy Owens from the A's. This is the guy I was hoping they would sign in the offseason as the general manager because he knows how to draft. He's drafted. Look at the A's drafts that they have. They've got a lot of good, young, talented players, and they're much more entertaining to watch I mean, Sacramento, it's too bad they've got a terrible home record, the A's. I think they might have the worst home record in all of Major League Baseball, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here. The A's record at home is 26-31. Well, the White Sox. No, wait, that's away. Hold on. The A's are 21-32 at home. The White Sox are 23-32, 2 more wins. The Nationals are 21-31. Oh, it's the Rockies, 14-38. So the A's have the worst home record in the American League and second worst home record in all of Major League Baseball. A's actually are better on the road at 26-31. So I don't know what's happened. The ballpark has not served them too well this year, but they're
trying to figure it out.
I think it's because of their pitching. Their pitching is really bad. Their pitching's been bad, and they've given up, double-digit runs many games.
And their starter tonight's probably going to get traded. He's now had 5 great starts in a row.
Who started? Was that Springs?
Severiano.
Oh, Severino?
Yeah. His last 5 starts, he's 3-0 with the other game, they only scored 1 run, but his ERA's been like 2 something. I think they're going to, and this is what the A's do. They're going to get rid of the big contract, 2 years on there. And because he also badmouthed it. He goes, how can you park? It's a little minor league thing. But he's effective. They'll trade him, and they'll probably get at least a decent prospect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what Rod's saying here. He's saying hire Dusty Baker, not long-term, but to finish out the season strong and give Posey time to find the next phenomenal young man.
Oh, I like that.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to it does 2 things. One, I kind of like this idea what Rod's presenting here, and here's why I kind of like it. One, it sends a message that you're not screwing around. 2, it sends a stabilizer to the clubhouse. Remember what team was it? Was it the Florida Marlins that hired an old manager and they went on to win the
Jack
World
McKeon?
Series? Jack McKeon, right? Yeah. Wasn't he 70 something?
He might have been older than that, but yeah, he was old.
Brandon Cola says, why would you hire Dusty for 50 games in a lost season? Well, you're looking at a stabilizing force that's a great manager that could help, shape up the clubhouse. And you never know when a team can get hot. Look, the Giants don't seem to have any life in them. This is when you fire you get rid of managers when there's no life in the club. I don't know why you would want to be surrounded with that lack of passion, which seems to be, I don't know. It just seems to be a really like no life. That's all I can. The best way I can say it. There's no life in the team. You put more life into the team. You shake it up. You're making a statement that you're not putting up with mediocrity, and you're not putting up with passivity, and you're here to win. You're not here to be, this is business, and you move on, and then you actually make, like he said, like Dustin said, go out and get a younger manager in the off season. I don't know. I mean, again, nothing personal. I like Bob Melvin as a man. He's a great dude. I just don't know where he's at in this, or if he's just, I don't know.
And his press conferences are horrible. I mean, last night after the game when, the big guys couldn't come through and they both struck out. Well, I figured it was our time. All year we've been having chances. We come back. It was one game that we just couldn't get the win. And it's like, wait a minute, where have you been, Melvin? Have you been watching the Giants? Don't worry, we'll show up tomorrow, and I feel good about this team. He basically is telling reporters that, complete lies. Like he said, I had faith in last night. Don't worry, I knew we were going to probably come back. No, how can you? With Chapman, he's not going to come through. You've been watching him 2 years. Have you not been watching him in clutch? And I think Melvin's problem is he's coaching like it's 2014.
Look,
He
guys,
probably did that. He's not. It's a different type of baseball. You need someone with a little spunk. Melvin's nothing.
I'll
He's a
say this
dead
about
horse.
Deloading, talking about Devers. I think he's talking to somebody in the chat, Kura or something, about being a cancer in San Francisco. I have no idea. I don't think Devers is being a cancer. I just don't know if he jived or fit in with the closeness of the team before the trade. The team was gelling. They were a very close-knit group. And sometimes, not that Devers has come in and been a bad guy or been a cancer, but it's possible that Devers just is shy. And I think he is shy because he was afraid to meet Barry Bonds. He said at the first press conference, he said he was too intimidated. Look, Rafi Devers is a star in the game, and he was intimidated to meet Bonds. That's just a personality thing. A guy who is probably more of an introvert, just quiet. And it's possible that he's come into the clubhouse, and it's not that he's a cancer or that he's divisive. It might be that he just hasn't really gelled with everybody. I don't know. I'm just surmising, because he's not hitting well. He doesn't seem to be at peace. And Senior says, I don't think he's shy. I don't know.
There's definitely something wrong with the chemistry.
There's something not right in the clubhouse.
I personally see him. He enjoys the Giants, but he only hangs out with like 4 guys. They all speak the language. If you see, like, if him and Adamas are really close, obviously you can see that. They do high fives, they do their little things. And he only talks to a few guys. I never see him talking to Chapman unless Chapman's something good. It's, that's where we think Melvin has sort of lost the dugout. And you can't have that.
Sometimes guys get traded in midseason and it's a shock to them, and it might just take him off season to get adjusted. Look, the guy's a proven hitter, so I'm not worried about him. I think the biggest problem with Devers is that he's doesn't have anybody in the lineup to protect him. And so he's trying too hard to go after pitches that he normally doesn't go after. He didn't strike out this much in Boston.
No.
He's striking out like 7% more, 7 to 8% higher here in San Francisco than in Boston.
Yeah, and that happens to Justin. Do you think maybe he's going from being the man? Man, you are the man in Boston. Smaller town. Yes, it's a baseball town. Now you're in San Francisco. You started off tough. You're not really the man because you haven't proven to, that position yet. They all look at Chapman, talk about how good he is. And, someone like Devers saying, the guy can't hit. He's playing defense only. Why are you guys, thinking more of him? Adamas, the guys, you know what I mean? Where sometimes these guys all have egos. I don't know, but I've never seen, this is like the complete opposite. Like when Rick Sutcliffe, who went from Cleveland to the Chicago Cubs, it was unbelievable. He went 18-1 after the trade. He basically bought him into the playoffs. Everything was good. This is a complete opposite. This is a George Costanza. Everything we wanted for Devers to do has been the complete opposite of what we thought we'd get, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if, again, the Giants are cursed or maybe there's something that we don't know and we'll know in the offseason, but it's the complete opposite of what we expected. The offense has gotten worse. The team overall has gotten worse. The dugout itself inside the team, it's gotten bad. I don't know what it is. I think you bring up a good point.
Yeah. Take a look at this season in the highlight there. What do you guys see there? Does anything stand out to you?
The walk? No.
I'm not looking at the chat right now, so maybe I'll get over there. What stands out to you guys in that season right there? What stats are impressive to you in there?
73 walks. When you almost have, almost half of your hits are, that's a lot of walks, 73. Not the RBIs.
Somebody said hella strikeouts, deloading the home runs. Yeah, the home
36.
runs stand out. Does anybody know who this player is? 848 OPS, 91 RBIs. Anybody know who that is? No guesses? Kyle Martinez, Chappie. There you go. Matt Chapman.
The 1 year.
You guys want to know the problem with this? 2019. What happened in 2019? Does anybody know what 2000? Lou, keep quiet. Anybody know what 2019 was? Come on, first guy in the chat. I haven't seen it yet. It was under Melvin, right? Yes, it was under Melvin. There we go, going off the juice ball. Look, you had the juiced ball. Okay. Has he come close since then? Let's take a look. Home runs. Not even close. There's his order of home runs, 36, 27, 27, 27, 24, 7. Never over 27. You're talking about a juiced ball. So this is where we're remembering Matt Chapman is like, oh, wow, he had 36 homers and 91 RBIs. Do you know if I showed you his
That was
RBIs,
his one All-Star year too, Dan. One time he made the All-Star.
Yeah. Look at the RBIs, guys. One season, over 80. The juiced ball. He's a 75 RBI guy that hits about 25 homers a year. In fact, I haven't even looked at his average. I'll bet you if we looked at his
But Dan, he's got 4 Golden Gloves. What are you talking about? He's the best defender in the league. He's a Hall of Famer. These people live in a dream world.
Okay, Matt Chapman averages, it says 29 home runs. I don't know where you get that average. I guess that's skewed with the 1 year. 80 RBIs. He averages 80 RBIs, even though he's only done it over 80 once. Yeah. Forget. I just say take out the stats of 2019 and put him in with the rest of his stats, and that's who he is. He's a 75 home RBI guy and about a 25 to 27 home run guy, because the stats are skewed from 2019. And yet, and if you took his strikeouts, 202 and 21, 170. Is it a coincidence that his strikeouts are the highest in the last 4 years? 21, 22, 23, and 24. Do you guys think that's a coincidence that the strikeouts are all the highest when he's older? What do you think those strikeouts are going to be like when he's 34? So you can say Chapman's great. He's a great third baseman. He comes up with some nice hard hits at times, but I'm not. This is not a guy, to me, that you build a team around, and that's what the Giants did. They built the team around Chapman, and now they've got Devers and Adames. So, Yeah, I created the Chapman. You created the Chapman angle, and no one talks about it because everybody holds Chapman up to this. He strikes out 25% of the time. How did they build around Chapman? He was the anchor of the team before they signed Adames, and he's still pretty much the de facto leader of this team. If you look at this team, Devers isn't the leader. So it's really Chapman is the leader of this team. Adames is kind of more the cheerleader, but I think Chapman is the stabilizing force. Look, Chapman's a really good ball player. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good baseball player. He's solid. I think he's perfect on a team full of stars. And if you had Matt Chapman on a team with 3 other all-stars, you would love to have Matt Chapman because he would be just a solid player that goes out, does his job, runs the bases well, plays great defense, and you wouldn't worry about his strikeouts if he was batting in the 7 hole, and you would like his production of 25 homers down in the 7 hole. But he's your number 4 hitter, 4 or 5 hitter on the Giants. And I'm sorry, he's just doesn't produce enough for me to see him as this great, this guy that you signed for 6 years. Look, if you wanted to go re-sign Chapman for 3 years, look, he signed for $25 million a year. I would have signed him. He says, no, I'm not signing for less than this. I'd say, okay, go test the market. I would have given him 3 years, $30 million. I'd overpay and have him during his productive years because I don't want Matt Chapman when he's turning 35, 36, and 37. Because I already see Matt Chapman strikes out a ton at 32. So I know he's not going to get better. So this is why I think the Giants are in deep trouble going forward. I think they're in deep trouble because they've got contracts that are big and they can't get rid of. And if Devers struggles next year to hit 275 and hit close to 30 homers, then I think if Devers has difficulty hitting, I think this team could be in the dumpster for years and years. And that's the problem. And that's why when you look, let me show you something, guys. I'll go back to the trade machine. And when you look at the value of Vladimir Guerrero and you look at the value of a Rafi Devers, let's just take a look and see what those look like. Hold on here. I will pull that up here. Just give me a second. Okay, let me select the Giants and the Blue Jays. And we'll just see how we can make a trade here. Rafi Devers. Let's see if we can find him. I don't even know what his value is on this. I thought it was negative, but okay.
On like the third, on the bottom of the second or third page.
No, he's on the last. He's the last player in the Giants system, along with Robbie Ray and Jung-Hoo Lee and Justin Verlander and Willie Adames. Those are your bottom 5. Maybe this site is full of crap, and this is a Dodger fan. This guy just hates the Giants. I don't know, because these values, when I look at them,
That's probably true when you think about it. Look how much they're being paid and look what they're doing on the field.
Okay, so here's take a look at this. I'll put this up here. Give me 10 seconds, and I'll put this guys up for you guys. Okay, look at the values there. Rafi Devers, Vlad Guerrero Jr. They basically have similar contracts. Actually, Devers they're about the same age. I think Devers is 2 years older than Guerrero. Guerrero's 26. Devers is 28. Devers signed for 8 more years. How many years did Guerrero sign for? Was it like 12?
I'm not sure.
14.
But he also is a good first baseman. Devers, I don't really call a first baseman. He's more like just filling the position.
But yeah, position. But look at the values on that. I mean,
ridiculous.
I don't know.
And maybe DHs don't get much credit on the trade value. I mean, it could.
I'm not saying they can make that trade. I'm just saying DHs, your value goes down unless you're Ohtani.
Of course, because he also pitches.
Got to take my magnesium before bedtime here.
Obviously.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys hear me get on Chapman, and it's not that I dislike Chapman. There's a lot of things I like about Chapman. Got a golden retriever, I believe, which I'm a huge golden retriever lab fan. So anybody that has a
I got respect for
retriever or a lab means you're a pretty good dude. And so I like that about him. I love his glove. I like his attitude. I like the fact that seems like a really good guy. I like his defense. I like his base running. I like his ability to be on the field, and availability is he's always available. He plays. The only thing I have against Matt Chapman is his batting. And I don't think that's his fault. Okay, so let me say it that way. I don't think it's Matt Chapman's fault. It's the Giants' fault for making him the cornerstone piece of their team. Last year, they made him the cornerstone. He was the absolute cornerstone of the team. And this year, he is somewhat the cornerstone, him and Adames. And then, of course, you have Devers now. But Matt Chapman is a complementary piece. He's not what the Giants, and why do I have to keep harping this? Because the Giants goggle over him, over everything he does. The media, the sports writers, it's all Chapman. Yes, we get it. Chapman's a great third baseman. Chapman hits the ball hard when he hits it. But my goodness, how many times does he strike out?
What's he done the last 2 games? Ended. Last night he ended the game with a strikeout. Tonight, I think he was dusting home plate when he struck out. Didn't care. The last 2 games, the most recent times.
Yeah, he struck out last night in the game too. Yeah.
And the game.
Look,
yeah.
And was Chapman up? Did they have a man on base with that, or was it nobody out? I think there was no one on.
He was the last one.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah, he wasn't the tying run. But look, he's not. Let's just be honest. Chapman he's not a clutch gene. He doesn't have the clutch gene. He's not a guy that comes through a lot in the clutch. Every now and then he does, but he's not the guy you want up. Does Chapman give you confidence when you see him come to the plate and it's bottom of the 9th and bases are loaded and there's one out, and they're down by 1 or 2 runs? Does he give you that confidence that he's going to get it done? I always feel like he's going to strike out. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. That's the part of the game that I have to bring up because nobody else brings it up.
And Dan, I think it's a great point. I mean, the one reason why I was excited about Devers is we have nobody with clutch genes on this team. There is nobody offensively that has been clutch all year. You know, a few times, like I've said before, the two biggest homers of the year, when you think about this year, you're going to think about two homers. One was Matos against the Dodgers because it tied up, even though the Giants blew it and lost it in extra innings. And then Bailey's inside the park homer. Those are the two biggest things this year. But if you really break down,
I thought Chapman's two-run homer, the walk-off, was pretty cool, though, too. He did walk off against Atlanta.
Oh, here, I'm sorry. It's. I thought that was last year. It seemed like it was so long ago. That's just me.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. You know, I'll give him. Hey, but you know what? Sometimes a squirrel gets lucky and finds a nut. But I think that you bring up a great point about is there's just no one clutch here. You know, it's like if you have Devers up instead of Chapman, you know, at least Devers is going to make contact. He's at least going to hit the ball. With Chapman, no. Chapman always in these clutch situations too, always seems to be 0-2, and he's always looking at the ref like, dude, one of those were not a strike every single at bat. And then, you know, he sort of gives up. I mean, if you look at the last couple of Giants wins, you know, we were starting, who's our second baseman, our minor league that came up, Blake
Wisely?
Yeah, he got a big hit. But, you know, and then Bailey, the one time against the Angels when he went the opposite way in the late innings, I believe it was the ninth. But that's it. Nobody else has been clutch all season. You know, the problem with the Giants is this. The game is 9 innings. But through 7 innings, we have a lot of players that are pretty good. Chapman, he'll you know, the other night, great example. He got 2 homers, both solo shots. No, one was a 2-run homer, sorry. The Giants said 3-2, but when it counted, he came up, big thing. The game on the line, crowd going crazy. He struck out. Same thing with Lee. I'm so sick and tired of Lee. I think Lee the other night got a hit. All it was a hit to left field. It didn't win the game, but people were like so happy for him because 90% of the time it's an infield pop-up or, as usual, a straight grounder to second. You know, Adames early in the year, every time he came up clutch, he struck out. You know, and these guys don't realize that you need guys that are going to be there in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. That's why you pay him the big money. And, you know, right now, Dan bought this up the other day. Yeah, we might not even put that Giants cap on anymore, Dan, because of the way they're playing.
I don't know.
But, you know, I think the key thing with the Giants now is this team is who we are. And, you know, unfortunately, with 4 big contracts, a lot of you guys want to get rid of Lee. But I don't think anyone's going to want Lee because of his contract. You know, we have Chapman. We have Adames. We're stuck with 4 of these guys. So you have to trade other aspects to try to get younger. Because you got to remember, guys, if you thought they had a bad year this year, add on another year in their age. Next year, you got to expect the same or maybe just a little bit worse. It's not like they're young and they're 20, 21, and they're going to get better. They're going to be average or a little bit worse.
I'll borrow yours, Los. Give me your I'll trade that Giants back. I'll give you the Rome Italy hat back for the Japanese hat. There we go.
And Dan, you want to wear a hat of a team that makes you proud to wear. Are the Giants making you proud to wear a Giants hat right now? This whole second half of the season?
You know, Lou, I do this for showmanship, to be honest with you. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, and I got more Giants hats than I can think of. I got 2 right here within 3 right here within my grasp. Look at I could reach
Orange
a little
Friday,
further.
I like the old school.
I got hats, Giants hats all over the place. I can reach here, grab another one. I can reach on the other side of the table here and grab a couple more. I want to wear a Giants hat. Why do I have so many Giants hats? Look, I wear a winning hat because I got every major league team's hat. So I did this last year as a joke. This year, I was proud to wear the Giants hat for the first almost 100 games. And,
first 100 games.
You know,
they don't deserve you wearing them right now the way they're playing.
It's hard to watch. By the way, guys, we have a poll out on NorCal Sports Network right now. We have 283 votes. And if you haven't voted, I'd love to see you get that to 300 votes. The poll is, should the Giants fire Bob Melvin? Right now, there's 284 votes. 77% say yes. Yeah.
So
and I'm not, and believe me,
79 of the votes. Yeah.
I am not a guy that likes to see guys get fired that I like. I wanted Kapler fired because he was a buffoon. I like Melvin. He's a good baseball man. And it just might be that somebody's got to take the fall for this. I mean, the problem is when you play like this and then who knows? Maybe the clubhouse is, the Tigers went through a rough streak. They didn't have to talk about firing AJ Hinch. The Dodgers went through a rough streak. They didn't have to talk about firing Dave Roberts. Teams go through streaks where they lose 10 of 12, 13 of 15. It happens. But the Giants are on a bad run right now. I think they're 13 and 24 or 13 and 25. It's at least 24 since the Devers trade. So, and you want to see things turn around. Something has to happen soon. Something has to happen by Thursday, whether it's a trade sell off of some key players, some buying for key players that would help this team next year and possibly give them a miracle finish this year. But you got to get something done, or there's got to be some type of firing that happens. Did you say, Lou, earlier in a text to me that the Giants were 12-4 at one point this season?
Yeah, to start the season. They went 8-1, then they were 12-4.
Okay, hold on. Let me take a look at that myself here. Not that I don't believe you. I just have to pull it up so I can put the facts out on paper. San Francisco Giants game-by-game results 2025. We go to the Baseball Reference, and the Giants were 11. Wait a minute. That's runs. Record. They were 12-4. Yes, you're correct. So they're 12-4. They are now 54-54. So they are now 42 and 50 since the 12-4 start.
No, 40.
42 and 50.
They're 54 and 54. So they're 40 and 50.
No, they're 42 and 50. 54 minus
They're
12 is 42. If I did my math right, 54 minus 12 is 42.
I'm thinking they were 10 games over. Sorry, my fault.
Okay. So they won 42 games and they've lost 50 since their 12-4 start. So I'm going to do something there. Let me get there. Let me make a banner on that. Since wait a minute. Since Giants 12-4 start, they are 42 and 50. Okay. There we go. Look at that, guys. Since Giants 12-4 start, they're 42 and 50. Where's that going to end? They got 54 more games to go. 54 more games. Let's end it with this, guys, in the chat. We're going to get moving out of here. Tell me how many games the Giants, what's the record? Give me the Giants' final record in the chat, and maybe we can write these down and see who gets the closest. Brandon Cola says, would you sell Webb? I think I put that up there. Yes, I would. I'm one of the different ones. I would. Absolutely, Brandon would. If I can get some really couple of good young arms that are pitching in the big leagues that look like they have good upside. If I can get that. Deloading says 85 and 87. So he thinks the Giants are going to go 8 over 500. That would be 30. To go 85, they'd have to go 31 and 23. So deloading has them going 31 and 23. Kyle Martinez, 73 and 89. Coach, 81 and 81. 77 wins for senior. Okay, 77, 80. Turd, 79 and 83. Okay. I'm going to go 80 wins. And the only reason I'm saying 80 is because I bet the over. And I want to get my money. Okay. 80 wins would be what? 26 and
28.
26.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. Keep in mind the Giants have at least 7 games with the Padres left. Not going to be easy. 4 of them are in San Diego. If we looked at this schedule remaining after tomorrow, you got the Pirates and you got the Mets and the Pirates, Washington, San Diego, Tampa, San Diego, Milwaukee, Cubs, Baltimore, Colorado, St. Louis, Arizona, LA, St. Louis, Colorado. Added them up the other day, and I felt like there was about 25 to 27 wins in there. So we'll see. Baseball's a funny game. You can all of a sudden get hot. The Giants could do something nuts and fool us all, win tomorrow, go win 5 of 6 on the road trip, and all of a sudden everything's – I mean, this is what happens with baseball. But I have a feeling what you're going to see mostly with the Giants is 2 steps forward, 3 steps back the rest of the season. I think that's what you're looking at. It really appears to be a team that has kind of lost its vibe. You know, it's deloading. I think he said he was kidding with the 85 wins. Senior was up in Sacramento tonight. Great young offense to watch. Yeah, the A's are exciting. I wish I would trade the Giants and A's roster right now. 100%. Flip the 26-man roster. I would flip it, and then if I'm the Giants, I'd go find my pitching. I'll go find my pitching, but I'd flip that roster in a heartbeat. Every last Giant on that 26-man roster, I'd flip it over to the A's. I'd take their crappy pitching. I could turn a couple of those guys around in Oracle Park. Give me Leroy Butler. Give me Brent Rooker. Give me Nick Kurtz.
Oh, God, amazing.
Give me Jacob Wilson. Give me Langeliers. Give me Soderstrom. Give me Clark. Give me Gielop. Give them all to me. Give me everything that the A's got, and I'll take that pitching staff and I'll go build it and find it, and I'll spend money in the offseason, and I'll spend enough money in the offseason to get me 2 or 3 good starters coming in here. And, man, I think if you flip the A's roster, right now, all 26, and just gave all 26 of the Giants to the A's, I think the Giants would be contenders next year for the World Series, because the Giants would have tons of money because the A's payroll really cheap. The Giants could go out and buy pitching, and they could add on in other little spots, flip the roster, and you are really looking at a possible World Series championship as early as next year with the A's roster. And why do I say that? Because they've got good young talent and you can add to it. The Giants have expensive, older players.
That's a good take, Dan. No, I have no problem. By the way, you have one more super chat. And I hope Melvin does
says
this.
Preach, and somebody else said not with Melvin. Yeah, I guess you'd have.
Well, they have a better manager.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. We got another donation. Is it this one here? Rob says, time to experiment in left tomorrow. Bench Ramos for his bonehead plays tomorrow and see what Dom Smith can do in left. I'd rather bring up Luciano. I don't want Dom Smith in left field because why do I not want Dom Smith in left field?
Because he can play first.
He can play first, and he's not my left fielder of the future. I want to see what the young guys can do. Give me the young guys. Just give me the young guys. Guys, can the young guys do any worse than what the vets are doing? Not much. Not much. Yeah, I think that would be good, Cam. Could you imagine a bobblehead of Lou and me? Yeah, there we go. Just not joined at the hip bobbleheads.
Maybe next season, that will be one of the giveaways. We can get some made.
Yeah, they do have a young stud pitcher. Hey, guys, I got a chance to yeah, you didn't fill out my birthday, though, the ball dude. Did you see the ball dudes tonight? Miss another one? Man.
Try to be generous. You know, it's gotten so bad, Kruko barely acknowledges them now.
He laughs. I got to say
that's the problem is they become sort of like a laughing stock, you know?
Yeah.
Everything about him is bad right now. And you know, it's going to be funny because tomorrow we'll have Webb and we all can see he's got a tired arm. And if he goes maybe 5, I mean, I'm hoping he pitches great, but say the Giants get swept tomorrow. That's another homestand where I think with Miami, I think they went 1-5. This might be 0-6 this late. It's bad. And you got to make some kind of, you got to do something. I mean, they're lucky that they're off on Thursday because they got to go to New York, but it's worse than the Bad News Bears. It was like when Bad News Bears the first 15 mintes. They can't do anything right.
Ripping on 75-year-old dudes. Yeah, you know what? Look, I'm going to be 64. I'd have to get with my recent back surgery and hip replacement and one more hip to go. I'd have to make sure that I was in really good enough shape that I know that I could get down on, you know, and really pick it to take that job. If I couldn't bend all the way down, there's no way I'm going out there and embarrassing myself and running down the left field corner to get the ball because I missed it. I'm just not going to go out there. I mean, oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I bring my big Rawlings mitt out there, Lou, right here. My big outfielder's glove.
Of course.
See? Big Rawlings. My pocket.
You love that. You love that sound.
Oh, I love that sound, man.
Of course.
Pop.
There's nothing better after New Year's. You start getting your glove, new one maybe broken in. Start getting ready.
I want to throw out the first pitch.
Opening day.
I want to throw out the first pitch because I think I can still put it right down the middle with no art.
Practice underneath. You got to practice underneath.
Break that in, Cam. This glove's got pretty broken in.
Yeah.
Look, it's flat. It lays flat. See? Look at that.
Yeah, it looks good. The 2-tier.
Yeah, that glove's broken in. I used to play with this glove when I was breaking it in my house. I used to take a tennis ball and just fire it against the front door, and it would bounce down the hallway. And I would see if I could catch 27. I still play this game.
Oh,
haven't recently. I want 27 perfect throws at the door. So it bounces back and 27 in the glove without bobbling it for a perfect game. If I throw one off the door, it's not a perfect game, and I got to start all over again.
Makes sense.
And I'm throwing a good 40 feet, 45 feet down the hall, and I'm throwing them hard. I'm throwing a hard tennis ball, bouncing it off the door, and trying to make sure I catch it cleanly. So, but I haven't done that for about a year because of my hip and stuff. So I'll wait till I get back. Once I get the other hip going, I'll be back out there. All right, guys, time to get out of here. It was another loss. The Giants go for number 6 tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, actually, guys. Can they pull it off? Can they get us another 6? Can they do 6 in a row? What is the Giants' longest losing streak? 5 now? They matched the 5?
I think it was 6.
Did
before.
They do 6?
Remember they
earlier?
lost the last 3 of the All-Star? They lost 2 and then 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let me see what the Giants' longest losing streak is here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. It was 2 in LA, 3 in Toronto, 1 in Atlanta for 6. The Giants right now are currently on a 6-game. Oh, wait a minute. Have they lost 6 in a row again? No, 5. So the Giants are going to go for see if they can tie it up tomorrow night with 6, or tomorrow afternoon. I keep saying tomorrow night. We'll be here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, guys. So thanks for being here at NorCal Sports Network. We really do appreciate you. Chat, let me give you the final totals on the
All-Star break. Good job.
Final totals for the, hold on here, the poll. I just got to pull it up here. Hopefully I can get to it before the music goes off. It's going to be close. All right. Do we have the final poll? I don't see it. It looks like it was taken down, but it was almost 300 votes. Oh, there it is. 312 votes. 312 votes. Thank you, everybody. 77% said fire Melvin. 23% said no. So,
you see that? Lewis Roberts went to the Mets, someone said in the chat.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop the presses. He did get traded to the Mets?
That's what someone just wrote.
Luis Robert Jr. to the Mets, guys. All right. Giants didn't get him. Okay, everybody. Thanks for being part of NorCal Sports Network. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Not sure if that's true or not, so double check it. I probably should. That's from the chat, so not sure if it's true.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.